Hello. Before we start today's episode, if you would like a condensed version of what I'm talking about in this podcast, go ahead and subscribe to the Perfectionist Guide. You can read the entire thing in 3 minutes or less. To access this, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/newsletter. Are you a bit of a perfectionist, type A, hyper performer? Then you know that having the audacity to see an ideal and bring it into reality while breaking generational habits of hustle can be tough, but it doesn't have to be. If you are ready to burn bright instead of burning out, to lead without losing yourself, and to enjoy the life you have worked so hard to create, then keep listening. I'm your host, America's leader on rewiring perfectionism, CLG, and this is Perfectionism Rewired, the podcast. Welcome to Perfectionism Rewired. Today we are talking about perfectionism around the holidays. This is the first of a multi-part series around holiday perfectionism because it tends to be the most stressful time. And now is the time that you get to decide what type of holiday season you want to have. I want you to not feel helpless, overwhelmed, like you need a vacation from your vacation, or any of that nonsense when it comes to the holidays. So for this first episode about holiday perfectionism, ask yourself, when you look at your core pillars, your person, your presence and your relationships, your inner peace and your prosperity, what is important to you this holiday season? Not what am I obligated to do? What is it that, this person was going to get so pissed if I don't do this? What is actually special to you? What is actually important? Look across those 4 areas. And then look at your current plans and see where there's a mismatch. For example, when it comes to prosperity in your career, that it's like when you're off work, you're off work. That, your whole family isn't out skiing and you're inside on your laptop. Former CLG has done that for more vacations than I would like to admit. And it's no fun for anyone. The other exercise I have for you that's really fun, it's visual, is ask yourself, what is it that I need to make this an enjoyable holiday season for myself? Now, I bet that your answers initially are going to be about other people. Well, if my mother wouldn't drink so much, if the kids would behave, if my family would appreciate all the work that I do, if my sister could actually tell me what she wants for Christmas, instead of being perpetually disappointed with everything I give her. For this exercise, you want to draw a circle and then draw another big circle around it. And in that first circle is everything that you can control. What can you control? You can control what you do. You can control how you feel. You can control what you think. You can control where you are. And what can't you control? You can't control what other people do. You can't control how other people feel. You can't control what other people think. An example of this is, let's say you have someone in your family that drinks too much. You can't control whether or not they drink. You might think you can. You can't control what they're going to do. But what you can control is you can control the boundaries that you have in your household. You can control whether or not you have alcohol in your household. You can control whether or not you have a conversation with that person ahead of time. And you don't always have to communicate your boundaries like that. But do you see what I mean? It's like taking the dependency and the conditions off of your peaceful, enjoyable holiday season. Because I've yet to meet anyone who's like, you know what, CLG? The holidays are just such a chill time for me. Like, I wish I had a little bit more stress because it's just all gravy. No. That doesn't happen, but it doesn't mean that you're not average. So don't let yourself be mediocre and subpar and just say, well, it's the holidays, so that means that I turn into a martyr and I'm full of all these obligations and I'm really stressed and I'm run down. No. Even if that's the way that it's always been for you, it doesn't need to be that way anymore. Ask yourself, across your core pillars of your peace, presence, prosperity, and person, What is important to you this holiday season? What's going to make it enjoyable for you? What's special? What is it that you are in control of to make that happen? And then you do the 2 circles. And then 3 is, what resources do I want, or what resources do I need in order to make that happen? Because let's say that you're someone where you're not used to having difficult conversations with your family members. That, hey, you realize that you don't actually want to fly across the East Coast to go to Thanksgiving because you hate Thanksgiving food. But you're like, I don't know, I'm not sure how to navigate that conversation. Or you don't actually want to host Christmas this year, but if you don't do it, no one else will do it. I want to be able to relax and take work off, but I've never done that before. If you go back a few episodes, when we talked about the ladder, the beliefs, skills, and traits that you need to have, this is not a wishing and hoping type thing. This is why we're doing this on this first holiday perfectionism episode, so that you are able to clearly identify what it is that you want, what it is that you can control and be in charge of and take ownership of, and what resources you need in order to make that happen. I just want you to imagine that this is like a recipe that you're cooking. It's like, okay, I want to make gingerbread cookies. Okay, let's go inside my pantry and see what I have. And then what's on my grocery list? Instead of like going day of and just being like, I don't have anything to make gingerbread cookies, and then trying to cobble together carrots and Jell-O and raisins and all these like weird things and being like, yeah, it's gingerbread cookies. No, I like to use the analogy of cooking because you don't want to go shopping when you're starving. We all know that whenever we do that, we do not make the best decisions when it comes to the food that we consume and that we buy. Like, we're not setting our future self up for success. So do yourself a solid, and not just yourself, but everyone in your orbit. Because as a perfectionist, I know that you are highly influential and you have a family, you have a community, like you influence other people in your world. By you deciding now, okay, this is how I want my holiday season to go. These are the areas that I realize that I could really use some resources. And then ask yourself, what is one thing that I'm going to do today in the next 24 hours to make that enjoyable season happen? This is a place where like your perfectionism can shine by you rewiring it and leveraging it ahead of time. And if doing this exercise, you realize that, oh my gosh, I'm feeling uber uncomfy with, these are new waters for me. I'm not used to taking time off. I'm not used to advocating for myself. Or maybe you are, but like it feels highly uncomfortable. And it's just like, it's almost like it's more, this was me. It's almost like it's more grating for you to have those difficult conversations and to put yourself first, to not overwork and burn out. It's like the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. That feels more difficult and tenuous to you than it does to just go along with everything and just burn out and just work. You're more comfortable with being miserable than your holiday season being magical. If that's you, if any of this episode resonated with you, I invite you to come work with me and to go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com. I have a really awesome 6-week accelerator. It's a 6-week program that's a really great intro program to rewiring your perfectionism. I also offer Perfectionism Optimized. That's for those of you that are like, I want to make a serious change. I'm really into this. Like, let's do it. You can be merry and bright, but like for real this holiday season, thriving as a perfectionist.